Hey guys, so I decided that I'm just going to do some fun little spontaneous videos whenever I get the chance that perhaps could be like filler videos for when I haven't filmed something and I'm like, oh crap, I haven't filmed something, let's put this up. You know, things that I've been specifically meaning to do for a while as well, and I'm not in, I guess, a particular rush to upload it, but hey ho. So I've got a little thing that I wrote in my book a while ago, my YouTube book, about pet peeves in books. And in films as well, but I mainly notice it in books, I would say. So I have, let's see, I think 5 things that really irritate me when it comes to mainly books, but also sometimes that I see in films that just infuriate me. And I wanted to discuss them and share them with you. Perhaps you have a common dislike to these things. And if not, maybe you can list some of the ones that you find irritating. But yeah, let's just start. So my first one, and I think this isn't in any ranking order, but I guess I would say this is one of my most annoying ones, is a misunderstanding that could be easily fixed. However, it carries on and drags out to cause further issues that could have been easily avoidable. Now, I have seen this numerous times, particularly in books, because I think it tends to carry out the plot for a long time. I notice that it goes hand in hand with plot development, and I don't know, I feel like in some cases if it's not done correctly, it's like an easy way of manipulating certain events to happen, and then this is the root of why it happened. So a lot of the times, if it's done correctly, you know, the plot can be fleshed out really well. We get to know, we get to see more depth to our characters, and hopefully we get a resolve. You know what I'm trying to say? Things get resolved, hopefully, or maybe not. Might go into a cliffhanger, might go into another book, film, TV show, whatever. But I've got to say, this is something that infuriates me, because I'm like, it was a simple misunderstanding. Go back and say, I'm sorry, this isn't what I meant it like this. And most of the time it would be sorted out, but no. Either one of the characters doesn't realise that this misunderstanding has been made and carries on kind of oblivious to it all, or they know it's happened and they're like, oh no, I can't face my fear and go back and correct myself, so I'll make all of this horrible stuff happen afterwards and feel like a terrible person, when that's not really me, but I can't go up and correct myself because I don't want to. I don't know, it just really... The next one is time gaps done badly. So by this I mean nothing was like explained from the time gap, like from before to now, and it just feels like a complete different story. There tends to be no other mention of previous characters or situations, and it just feels like, I guess you would call it episodic, like that's done, next one, but in a time gap scenario where it's like much longer time has spanned and it's like, no, what's happened? This is one I particularly see in TV shows. At the time when I was writing this, big ones for me were Vampire Diaries and Pretty Little Liars. I love both of those series, but I noticed that this is done badly in both. Some at different extents, but both times it just had me irritated. I was just like, this is unresolved. But so many years has passed now, or so many whatever has passed here, like months, whatever, and nothing has been said about this situation that was such a big deal back then. But now, in TV time, like a couple of episodes later, but in reality of the show, months, years, whatever, this is not a thing. And I'm like, but I need that closure. I need that to be resolved. I need to know what happened. I need to know why they're not in the picture anymore. And then I can move on with my life. The next pet peeve I have that really irritates me is one that I see commonly in, not commonly, but more commonly in books than I do in like movies and TV shows, and that is the overuse of words. I would say particularly like big words or words you wouldn't come across in everyday vocabulary. I just find it pretty pretentious. I feel like sometimes an author has thrown out a word, and I mean, it's cool to learn new words, and I'm like googling what they mean and I'm like, okay, that's cool, but I feel like at the same time perhaps it's a new word to the author, or it's a word they really like and they use it not once, not twice, but multiple times, and you're like, okay, I get that that's a big word, I get that you like it, but you're sounding really pretentious with it now. Can you just calm down and use other words? Like, even a selection of larger words would be good, but sticking to this one, it's a bit grinding for me. I don't like it. It irritates me. And the next one I think a lot of people can agree with, and that's got to be insta love. I mean, It's a common theme in a lot of, I would say, like contemporary sort of stories, maybe fantasy as well. And I think it's one of those things that is here to stay. I guess it would be like, it's one of those tropes that people sometimes love to hate. There's so much buzz about insta-love and whether the insta-love was good or bad. A lot of the times, in my opinion, it's trashy, but sometimes it can be good trashy. If it's insta-love but fleshed out and you can see that they really love each other after the couple of months or however many years they spend together. But if it's just insta-love and it's like gushy, blah, 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 I love them so much, and it's like, dude, you don't know them, you've met them like 5 seconds ago and now you're in love and you're getting married. That just irritates me because I don't see any development. I don't see any, not only world building but character building as well. The characters, in my mind, after insta-love most of the time, instantly just becomes 2D. Like, there's nothing to them. I'm like, well, I can't see past it. I know that's terrible, that's like something I need to work on, but as soon as I see insta-love most of the time, I'm like, right, I'm getting into that stereotype mind now and I can't see through it. I hate that. I know a lot of people love insta-love, it's one of those guilty pleasures, but for me, I just, no. And the last one that I think a lot of people might agree with as well is a really bad love triangle. Again, I say really bad because I feel like love triangles can be done well, but a lot of the time, I mean, from the stuff that I've seen it done in, again, films, shows, it can be really dated and just really far-fetched, and I don't know. I mean, I've got to say, Twilight, I love Twilight and I love that love triangle. That one always gets me. But and a lot of people would say that's trashy and that's crap as well, and I can understand why. But most cases, I can't deal with a love triangle. It's just, especially when it's like a girl, you know, the stereotypical a girl and 2 guys, one's like a best friend, one's like a baddie or a mysterious person, you know, like, I can't deal. Can you not just talk about your feelings like adults or people in general? I mean, I'm a hypocrite saying that I'm bad with feelings, but still, come on. It is horrible to watch. Anyway, those are all my pet peeves, or like tropes, I guess you could call them, that I really, really dislike in movies, films. Movies and films are the same thing, Jen. Movies, books, stuff like that. Let me know what yours are, or if you share common ones with me. I'd be happy to hear your input. But for now, I shall speak to you in another video soon. Bye. Agree with, and that has got to be